Hey guys, you're listening to the Shift Training Podcast,
where we talk about all about personal development, mental health, spiritual health, physical health, and emotional well-being.
And that way you can align the things and make small shifts in your life to live a life that you love.
So don't forget to subscribe and let's get into it. We'll be talking about 3 subjects today. It's all about awareness, communication, and procrastination.
All right, so without further ado, we're going to answer some questions and we're just going to have a discussion basically about it. So we hope that you'll enjoy this video. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right, so the first question is going to be related to awareness, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a simple one, straightforward. Coach Vaughn, how can I grow my awareness?
Ooh, how can I grow my awareness? Well, for me, the way I would grow my awareness is first, I need to sit down with my own thoughts. It could be in the form of meditation, praying, or journaling. I feel like journaling is one of the best way to bring all those thoughts, whatever's in your mind, and put it in a journal. And there's so many things that you can think about to grow your awareness. Because when you're alone and when you're distracted, it's hard to really get the answer that what you want.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that all of the tools that you mentioned, like journaling and meditation specifically, are excellent for being able to see yourself objectively from how you think or how you feel at that moment. So being aware that we're not just our thoughts and feelings. So for example, when we meditate, if you actually sit and meditate and you have various thoughts and you notice your brain's going everywhere in the beginning, it's going wild, right? And then bring yourself back to your breath. Which you or entity, the observer, as they say in the Untethered Soul, is calling you back to your breath. If you're aware that your thoughts are going everywhere and you're feeling all kinds of sensations, but you're still able to go, hey, come back here to the breath. Who made that decision? I would say that's the true self. And that helps to build awareness to where you can start seeing your actions, your thoughts, your behaviors a little bit separate from just the you associate with. And journaling does the same thing. I found that whenever I journal, I'll go back and read it and I'll be like, did I really say that? Was I really thinking that? Was I really feeling that? And apparently, at the time I was, but it's always interesting. And I don't know if you've ever done this before, or if you've ever done this before, where like you go back and you read it and you're like, whoa, that sounds like a totally different person. Or I don't even remember feeling that intensely about whatever it was.
Right. Yeah. And it's a great way to kind of like manifest on whatever goals that you have, like whatever's in your thoughts. Usually there's this magic on when you write it.
Right.
So you can't just let it like float it in your head. You somehow need to put in the action and in it.
Yeah.
So we can get into that next question. I think that's a good transition.
Perfect.
Do you have any more into that or?
No, I think that's good because you're right. That takes us right into communication and connection. So the question regarding communication and connection is, if I feel disconnected from myself, what's something I can do to reconnect? So if ever and the way that I think this question is kind of like, whenever you feel like you're not yourself, how can you reconnect to yourself?
If I'm feeling disconnected to myself, how can I connect back to myself? From there, I think I would just go back to my breath again. Sometimes when you feel so anxious and nervous, like that's when you are not thinking critically or not thinking well, you're not yourself. But if you just slow things down and focus on your breath, focus on what's going on inside of you, what you're feeling, I think that's the one way to get connected.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one of the common self-care practices that you hear is like, yoga, go hiking, and things like that really bring you to be present in your body and be with your breath. I think sometimes you have to go somewhere where you can be by yourself or it's quiet. So maybe out in nature, maybe if you can find quiet space in your home or whatever, but away from distractions. I think that's where you're going to be able to reconnect with yourself physically, so you can reconnect with yourself mentally and emotionally as well. And just without judgment, kind of just be present with yourself.
Yeah, no labels with your feelings, look at it as if like just a camera, like you said, with the Untethered Soul, looking at it, detach yourself, no judgment with those feelings.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. So what do we do with that awareness? Because this is one of the things that we talk about all the time is like when we become aware and like knowing better but not doing better, or like kind of understanding what's better and not doing it and putting it off, procrastination, right? So this next question is, what's something, so once you build the awareness, what's something I can do to stop procrastinating? So let's say I notice that there's something I need to take care of. Whether it's for financial reasons, physical reasons, mental reasons, emotional health, all those things, which, by the way, they're all connected. But, you know, I'm procrastinating. What can I do to stop it?
I think it's very common, you know. I think everyone has gone through this, but I feel, well, for me personally, what I do is I have to prioritize what's important on the list. So you got to put them in the calendar, you know, like make sure you do it at the time where it's so convenient, where you're fresh. So for me, for example, if I am doing something that's my priority, then I'm gonna have to, you know, do it straight from the morning. So that way like I said, like it's fresh, you know, my brain is fresh, and I need to do it at that time and try to build it up, because you know, when you start doing things at the same time, you kind of create that habit and that memory, so it becomes easier. But I feel like in the beginning, it's going to be very difficult. But as you know, progress, and I think it's important, the word is consistent. If you become consistent, it doesn't have to be super, you know, hard at the beginning. You can break it into chunks, you know. So whatever priorities that you have, you know, start small. Maybe you can start from 5 minutes and then increase it the next day for 10 minutes and so on.
Yeah, I think, all right, so I have two answers to this. We have the law with no filter where he goes, well, what do you need to stop procrastinating? It's called take action. Like just go take the first smallest step towards the thing. When you have that, oh, I need to, but I don't want to conversation, when you even get to that point, you need to have a part where you go, stop, go do first thing right now. You got to do it, because action is what's going to help you remedy that procrastination and how you feel about procrastinating. Think about how you're going to feel if you, once it's out of your hair, or once you kind of made progress on it or done, you start feeling relief. You start feeling much better. So the moment you start going, oh, I don't want to, I would say try to shift to, but I want to feel better. So let me take this first step towards whatever it is that you're avoiding or not doing. And that's kind of my straight thought. My first thought is just, you gotta go to it, straight to it. The other thing is trying to understand why you're procrastinating. So maybe a slower approach would be to take your time and really look at why you're not doing it, why you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And see what's really going on there. Maybe there's a fear of loss of some kind, but you need to address that. When you find the fear of loss or whatever it is, then maybe look at, okay, what do you want to do about it? Do you want to be proactive? Do you want to hide from it? You know, what are you going to do when you come across the real reason why you're procrastinating?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, usually if you don't prioritize that right from the morning, or like, you know, it's not in your calendar, it's just so easy to like not do it.
Yeah, what you don't make time for will not get your time. Like it will not get done.
Yeah.
Right. So, cool.
Yes.
Do you have any other thoughts on procrastination or taking action, or ways that maybe they can better prioritize or like adjust their priorities?
No, I think you said it well. You know, when you said you just gotta take action and just do it small. You know, don't overwhelm yourself. So I would say, yeah, start small. You know, what I said from the beginning, I think is consistent is the key point or key word for not procrastinating.
100% consistency. And I will say, to your point, what you were saying about prioritization, I say for myself, I make taking action a priority, or if there's something that I know I really don't want to do, but it's important, and especially if it's important and urgent, there's like a matrix, you know, that we'll probably cover at some point in time. But if I know that I really don't want to do it, but it has to get done, I just go ahead and do it first. It goes right up on the priority list, because I don't want it weighing me down on my whole day. I want to get it done, get it out the way, because I don't want to think about it. I want to go about the rest of my day happy, fulfilled, and knowing that I took care of the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Usually if you take care of the hardest thing in the day, and I think I heard Brendan Burchard say this, usually when you knock out the biggest or toughest thing for the day, you do your hardest fight, the rest of the day is easy.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think I've heard of that from Brandon, or like any other podcast that I listen to. Like they all have those same answers along those. Do the hardest thing, you know, in the morning, so that way you're not depleted, you know, when you do it at night. But I guess some people could do that, because I have a friend who's doing all the work in the morning and all like the bottomless. And then at night, he would do all this, you know, high priority. And that's crazy. I don't know how he functioned on that. But like, I guess it just depends on your chronotype. You know, there are night owls,
Right.
Early bird, and, you know.
Being aware of your body. Like, when is your peak energy, right?
Yeah.
So again, guys, today our focus was basically awareness, connection with yourself, and then how to take action, stop procrastinating, right? So that's it today for our first Q&A. Let us know what you guys think.
Comment down below, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Have a great one. Peace.